Yo, what's up, my family and friends? Woo, boy. Now that I'm a little bit calmer, you know, I can basically do this video to address a couple of concerns. Well, I don't even know if they're concerns, and I don't even know if I should use the terminology address them. Let me just say that I'm going to rant about two ordeals that took place in my life today. Earlier today, I decided I'm out of cigarettes. I do smoke. It's a nasty habit. I am going to try to rid it out of my life. But I needed some cigarettes, so, I decided that I was going to kill two birds with one stone. Simply meaning, I was going to go get some cigarettes, and I was going to take this girl, and I was going to go out and hopefully capture a couple of nice photographs. Because most pro photographers say that on overcast days like this, today was an overcast day, and it was kind of a bit gloomy out, a little foggy and whatnot. And so I figured, you know what, I'm going to take the camera, I'm going to go down here, buy some cigarettes, and, pray God I catch a couple nice photographs. Took a couple photographs of the downtown area, nothing really special. So I decided to, turn around and come home. So on the way down Route 20, headed towards the Ohio border, I decided I was going to pull off to the side of the road. There was a beautiful view in front of me on that highway. And I thought, I'm going to catch me a couple nice shots here, I hope. So I pull off to the side of the road as close to the guardrail as I possibly could. I get out, I grab my camera, I cross 2 lanes of highway, and I'm in the medium. There's 2 lanes of highway on my right, 2 lanes of highway on my left. I'm standing there and I'm trying to get this shot, and the next thing I know, a car pulls up behind my truck. This woman gets out, and no sooner had her feet hit the pavement, she's screaming and yelling something, and I don't think anything of it until she starts to approach me. And she's screaming all these obscenities at me, you mother F, blah, blah, blah. She had some real choice words for me, let's just put it that way. And I asked, what's wrong, and, oh, you're breaking the law, you're not allowed to be here, blah, 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 you have to have a license to take photographs. So I don't say anything, I'm just letting her rant. Until the point where she grabbed a hold of me. Yeah. She literally reached out and grabbed me, and I jerked away from her. And I said, please don't do that again, And then she took a swat at my camera. Now, mind you, she missed. I pulled my arm away, she missed. It wasn't in her face. As soon as she approached me, I lowered it. And she's screaming and yelling, and, I'm trying to back up because she's, this yelling and screaming over, this spittle was hitting me in my face, literally. But in the meantime, she's got her camera out on her phone, and she's shoving it in my face and screaming about how I'm illegal, I'm on private property, I don't have a right, I'm a lowlife. She was just screaming it. And then I made the mistake of waving to her phone. I waved and said, hey, everyone, hi, sorry. That didn't do nothing but infuriate her. Now she's kicking dirt up at me. And she took another swat at the camera. At this point, I said, ma'am, if you put your hands on me one more time, if you take a swat at this camera one more time, you're going to regret it. So she starts screaming about calling the police, I'm calling the cops, rah, rah, rah. I said, do what you got to do. But in the meantime, I'm trying to get away from her. I've made my way out onto the roadway. She's still screaming and yelling at me. I finally get in the truck, get the truck door closed. She's banging on the window to the point where I actually thought she was going to break it. I start the truck up and I drive off, not real fast to throw anything back at her or anything. I'm not, that much of an asshole. And as I'm pulling away, she kicks my truck. I'm thinking, man, for real, all over a photograph. One, she said I didn't have a right to be there. She said I was on private property. She called me all kinds of all kinds of names. And that people have a right to privacy. So for one, no one owns that medium strip except for the state. Whatever Department of Transportation, I don't know. I know that private ownership of a medium isn't possible. It belongs to the Department of Transportation. Two, I don't need a license to take photographs. If that was the case, everyone that ever purchased a photo or a camera would need to apply for a license. If that was the case, everyone that ever purchased a phone that had a camera on it would have to apply for a license. So that's not. I don't need a license. Do you have a right to private? No. Let me rephrase that. Do we have a right to privacy? Courts of law all throughout this globe have argued this issue. I did my research. I spoke to a couple of people that I know. And in public, we do not have the right to privacy that we would in our homes or on our property. So if you see someone out in public with a camera, the best thing you can do is turn your back to them if you don't want to be caught in a photograph, or you let them know you don't want to be photographed. But don't approach them assuming that they don't have a right to do what they're doing, because they do. As long as they are not on private property or violating some type of a city ordinance, then they can do what they want. And I say this thing about privacy because when you're in public, we have no right to privacy. I will post in the comments section of this video one particular case that I think explains it pretty well. And then the second ordeal that I had, I get away from her, I drive up the road, I make a couple turns, looking in my rearview mirror to see if she's following. I pull off to the side of the road, I light up one of the cigarettes that I had just purchased, I'm kind of still shaking. I catch my composure, I happen to look up, there's beautiful field in front of me, a couple nice places. So I figure, you know what, I'm going to get out, I'm going to try this again. I get out of the truck, flashers on, I walk a few feet away from the truck. I have both legs straddled across a guardrail. Now this guardrail is literally in between my legs, and I'm there trying to catch this weird perspective of a photo that I see with the guardrail riding down the edge of the road, going up a hillside and fading into the fog. And I thought, wow, that's a beautiful photo. So I'm trying to get this picture framed, and when all of a sudden I hear gravel. Now mind you, I am so far off the road that, literally I'm on the guardrail. But this individual in a truck had swerved so far off of the road and onto the berm of the road in an attempt to what I feel he was trying to hit me with his vehicle. He was so close to me that whenever he did finally turn his wheel, gravel hit me, hit my coat, hit the guardrail. I could hear it going ting on the guardrail. And he almost hit my truck. Now, what I should have done was spun around and took a picture of his license plate. But it startled me so much that I threw my other leg across the guardrail to protect myself. Because if he would have hit me, he would have probably knocked me over the hillside. I don't know. He might have killed me. At my age, he might have killed me. So, yeah, that's crazy. So today I told myself on my way home, I do have a vest, a fluorescent vest that I wear whenever I'm out in the woods. Excuse me. I'm trying to take photographs. So today on the way home, I made the decision that I'm going to go buy a different one. I'm going to go buy an extremely bright yellow fluorescent one, the ones that you see road workers wearing. And I'm going to get 2 chest harnesses. I have a couple GoPros. So I told myself the best way that I can protect me from now on. And it's sad that I have to do this. I've lived my entire life, in jeopardy at points, But now, in order to protect the rest of my life, especially, I'm only out there trying to enjoy a hobby. That's it. I don't work for any law enforcement. I'm not a real estate rep. I'm not a private investigator. I'm not going to violate your privacy. I'm not going on anyone else's property. So now I'm going to go buy a different vest, a nice bright yellow fluorescent one, and I'm going to configure one of those chest harnesses for a GoPro. Since I have a couple of those little GoPros, I'm going to put one on the front and one on the back. I have the software applications that I need on my phone in order for me to record from those GoPros onto that phone. So from now on, when I'm out in public, I'm going to have one of those GoPros on my chest and one on my back, fully recording video to my telephone. That's just to protect me. So if I'm out there and I happen to get hit by a car or something and they kill me, or something ugly happens like today, at least I'll have some video evidence of what actually did take place. It's kind of crazy that we live in a world now where you can't even enjoy a hobby. And what is up with confronting people? I mean, have we gotten that? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just know this. That if you see me out there taking photos, please don't hit me. Please don't confront me. If I'm doing something illegal, then you have a right to say something. But if I'm out there and you confront me, trust me, it's not going to end the way it ended today. If you're out there and you're trying to hit me with your vehicle, it may not end the way today did. I may climb in my vehicle and come after you. And guess what? I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of who I am. So if I catch up to you, what you need to do is be afraid. That's what you need to do. Because after today, there is no more Mr. Nice Guy out there photographing. I'm going to stand my ground. Period. And, that's not a threat. It's just an acclamation of a behavior that I have to adhere to in order to protect myself from the behavior of other people. That's all it is. It's not a threat. It's nothing. I can't understand how crazy this world has gotten. I was minding my own business, standing out there on the highway. I don't know where this woman was coming from or where she was going to, but did she have to make it a point to stop and do what she did? I guess she was just having a bad day. And that gentleman that tried to run me off the road, what was your problem, dude? Come on. It is what it is, But, yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest, man, because that was kind of scary. So, I don't know what else to say. I just wanted to say that. That kind of worried me today, That was kind of scary. To think that camera could have cost me my life today. To think that a hobby, something that I'm interested in, could have cost me my life. Senselessly. Crazy. You guys have a great evening.